we can start with the second presentation. The presenter is Soviet, and pardon me for my pronunciation. And if you want, okay, perfect. You anticipate me.
Okay.
And please go ahead.
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Soviet Paudel, and I am a software developer, and I'm from Nepal. And today I'm presenting our mobile app, DecisionMentor, which implements ASP for personal decision support. Before that, I would like to thank the Symposium organizing committee, and especially Roseanne and Elena for giving us this opportunity to be a part of this community. So today I will briefly go over how we came to develop the application and what are some of the main features of the application. And if time permits, I will also show a demo of the mobile app. Okay. So how did we start the DecisionMentor mobile app? I came to learn about the AHP from my neighbor and also my mentor, Mr. Shashi Bhattrai, who is in the committee here, and it was his idea that we build the mobile app using the AHP so that general individuals can get to use the power of AHP, as AHP has many applications. And that idea was very interesting for me. And so although we had been talking about that for a long time, we got time to work on this project only during the COVID lockdown situation, as we had some free time. And so initially I started by learning about the ASP metrics operations by reading various papers. And then we went back and forth to see like what kind of applications are already out there. And mainly on the mobile field, mobile devices, there weren't really many applications of the AHP. And so we created the application, and now the application is live in both Android and Apple Play stores, and the mobile app is completely free for use. But since this was our first version of the release, and we wanted to go to the market and to get user feedback early, we have a very limited features as of now. So to highlight some of the features of our application, right now the application supports only 2 levels of hierarchy. So and it has up to 5 support for up to 5 alternatives and 5 criteria, and we have a pairwise comparison, and we also have the sensitivity dynamic analysis. And so now I will continue to show the demo of our app. Okay. So this is our app. I'm running the app right now on my laptop on my emulator. And so for the app, we wanted our users to be able to play with some of the sample decisions, since we are giving the AHP to common people who have no idea of what AHP is. It was important for us to build some sample decisions beforehand, and so we have tried to create some diverse sample decisions preloaded, like which career choice is best for me, or best business school for me, so that the users can get to learn about the app easily. Now I'll go start a flow of starting a new decision, and let's say I want to know which project I want to start. So which project, best project to invest. Okay, so the project is here. And this is the decision detail screen, so we can add choices, which are alternatives, and criteria here. So adding a choice, let's say we have a few projects that we want to compare. Okay. And as I mentioned earlier, it has support for up to 5 alternatives and 5 criterias. So the criterias can be for the project complexity, cost, and or return of investment. So I created the alternatives and criteria, and now the user can go ahead and perform the pairwise comparison of the criteria. And so let's say complexity and cost, we can set our preferences here. I can say that complexity and cost are equally important, but a return of investment is more important than complexity. And similarly, ROI is more important than cost. So in this way, we can build a criteria, and then on the next stage, we can compare. We can perform the pairwise comparison of the alternatives with the versus the criteria. So project 1 versus project 2, which is more complex. Let's say project 1 is slightly more complex, and project 2 and 3, project 3 is slightly complex. And similarly, we can perform the comparison with other criteria. I'm picking project 2 as most expensive here, and project 3 slightly expensive. And similarly, on the ROI, I would say project 3 has the highest ROI, and they have other have the same ROI. And once we perform the pairwise comparison, the user can move on to see the results of the comparison. So based on the user choice, we can see the best choice here, which is project 3, and since the ROI has the highest value here. But if the user wants a more complex project, he can see which project is more applicable for him. And similarly, he can play with the cost. And yeah, so this is the current stage of our application. This is the version 1. And right now we are getting some feedbacks from our users. And we want to build on this version and come up with a better.
Just 3 minutes left.
Okay, I'm almost done. So this is the current stage of our application, and for the next version, we are planning to take this to the web version as well, so that we can get more users to find, so that more users can find our DecisionMentor app easily. And also for the mobile app, we have some other feedbacks and suggestions that we will be rolling out soon. And yeah, if you want to try out the application, you can find the app from our DecisionMentor.app domain, and we have links for both Android and Apple phone on the website. So yeah, I think I would conclude my presentation here. If anyone has any questions.
Savit, thanks for your nice, clear presentation. Okay. If there are any question from attendee?
Antonella, may I add something? May I add something?
Yes, please.
Yes. What we have also think that this is example of decision visualization. Till now we have data visualization, but people really in the coming days, in the future, now it's very difficult to decide. So one can visualize their decision so that there will not be confusion. They'll see how that decision came out with their judgment with the factors. So decision visualization is the word we have coined with this app. That's just I want to add the keyword decision visualization. But we have a lot to work on this. We are just released first version and then getting feedback and focusing on this decision visualization. So we have a lot to do with this data capture, connecting with the analytics and all that. That is on the down the road. Thank you very much. I think.
Thank you to you. Had some question?
Can I make a comment? I'd like to tell you a little historical thing. Is it okay?
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Shortly after the first International Symposium in China in 1988, my husband started talking about having something you could hold in your hand to make decisions. At the time, remember, we barely had a software desktop version, barely. And cell phones were not on the scene at all. So he's looking ahead, and he didn't forget it. He kept talking about this, you know, through the 90s, and then cell phones started appearing. But I think that you're getting there. So congratulations. I wish he was here to see it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, it is very nice, a nice tool also for not expert people, and it is an opportunity to use HP also for not expert. I wonder if there are some questions or other questions.
A question. Well, first of all, I think it's very interesting. You know, you can carry that, and next time somebody invites you to go out, you say, "Wait a minute, let me see. What do you do, etc." But the question is, this software is going to be available for download free of charge, or is it going to be some price? How do you plan to distribute, and how do you plan to, I guess, to recover your costs or even make profit on this? What's your market?
Yes. Right now, the app is completely free, and what we have is kind of advertisements that come up, like when you have use the app for like a certain time, the advertisement will show up. So that is one source we have in mind at the moment. But since the app is still in its early stage, and we will be adding more features, and we have some premium features in mind. But right now everything is free, so that we can attract more users, right, Sashanko?
Okay.
Mr. Podell, so finally I'll be able to use AHP. And there is a question on the chat from Dr. Veziroglu. Just in the comparison stage, you did not use 2, 4, and 8. Am I right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't write 6.
Yeah, we have 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 at the moment.
Just a curiosity, is it possible to check the consistency of judgment?
Yeah, actually, we have that in place as well. But for this release, we didn't display it to the users because we thought that our users will not be aware of the consistency index, right? Because they are not used to this kind of distant modeling. So that calculation is in the background, but we got that feedback earlier from somebody else as well. So we will be displaying that in our next versions to make the user aware that how his choices are being consistent or not.
In the future, do you think to put more level in the hierarchy as well, the consistency?
The main challenge is our mobile app has a very small screen, and it is a challenge for us to display the hierarchy and get the user to move through the hierarchies. But we have that in our, we have planned that for the future, but only if the user is asking for it. We might consider bringing it. Yeah.
It's very nice. I'm sorry. It's very, very nice. I like it very much.
I think that probably you should just keep it at one level because it's something very practical. I want to make a decision, choose this or that, and the criteria is this. So it's for, quick and relatively simple, but still important decision. Yeah. But the consistency is something that I think is really important. Perhaps you can have two choices. Force consistency, when you work with just the minimum tree span and calculating consistency.
This is Luis. I have I just discovered that there was a person in Forms, the Institute for Operational Research and Management Science, and there was I think it was more like an ad that he was himself. A person in the U.S. has put out a mobile application of the ISAHP to do consulting himself. I can't find the exact location, but I know Informs has such mobile applications. So I don't know exactly I didn't see any. I just noticed that my student, former student Gabi, is the one who pointed out that implementation, and it's a person in somewhere in, I think he's in Virginia, somewhere down there to do. He has his own company. So if I find it, I'll send it to maybe Enrique or to the ISAHP group and see if I can. But as I said, I was aware of the existence of that implementation, and I don't. But apparently, I mean, this is something. Informs is not necessarily the most receptive society for ISAHP because they still are hung up with the idea of rank reversal. But despite that, there are members in the society who are working with it tremendously. So I just want to mention that, so you can, if you dig up a little bit into the informed society, you'll find somebody who's actually using it, and it's a commercial application. I don't know all the details about pricing because I didn't pursue that yet. But I was trying to look for it. I couldn't find it. Maybe I deleted the email. But I just want to mention to you that those of you who work in that area, Shashi, for example, right? That might be interesting to see what they did and how you differ from what they did, because that's how you benefit from their experience, maybe. That's all I have to say.
Thank you very much, Luis Vargas. There are some mobile application based in ISAHP, but what we are trying to do is focusing on covered people, so that it should not be scientific kind of operation on that. Still, we are getting feedback that the common people, they are feeling is more like a technical kind of operation while using. Is the one thing. The other thing is we are giving experience of decision visualization. So till now, people are saying data visualization is more important to visualize decision. Even if you have a data indicator in isolation, when you use ISAHP and visualize the decision, so indicators integrated, and then sensitivity, dynamic sensitivity analysis, visualize the decision. But that kind of the level we could come, Soviet could come out, is we have not yet seen. We are doing a survey, as we have mentioned in the paper proposal. We have not yet finished on, I would say, the academic part of this app development. So thank you very much, Luis, and thank you very much, Rojan. And then Professor Sachi, he always used to tell me that ISAHP should be common people. There's an enterprise decision support system. They can pay a huge amount of money. The poor people in some part of Africa, or some part of Asia, or some part, even in the US, the covered people, they are crying for their decision, and then they're maybe having psychological problem to clarify their confusion. So we are trying to help them and to simplify the presentation. Their experience, we are designing, we're using young, experienced designers.
Yes.
So just to let you know that in the last few months,
we are very early, step one, so 1% stage. So
even in the law, for example, it's being tried to use. We had a relationship with Rand Corporation, and we wrote this white paper to measure the impact of gun laws on lawful people who are legally owners of gun in the U.S. because this is a big mess. And actually, we got about 30K to write this white paper, and we wrote it and we sent it in. Had to measure the impact of the laws, and there is an RFP that will come soon out there to actually implement a little bit of it. So how you implement it to the entire population, that's very important, right? But it's not enough to get just experts. This is not about experts. This is about how the groups of people like hunters, paramilitary, how do the protectionists, collectors, how do they feel about it? Is how do you gather all that information in such a way that you have a good representation of the entire large population? And that is not just about software, right? It's about how you implemented the design. And that's what we are challenged to prepare. I mean, there's not a lot of money on that anyway, but the center we started to do something, and that's basically one direction we found. How do you make more money for the center? We wrote this paper, and lo and behold, we got this money. We didn't even think we had a prayer to get anything, but we got it. They said, oh, look at that. This is different. It's no longer statistical analysis of data from gun controls policies and the effect on people, right? So that's what I'm saying is that even in the legal sense, this theory is extending little by little. And when people look at it, they say, oh, that's different. It's not statistical analysis. It's more than that. It's about what people think, what people feel about it, which is very important. So that's just to let you know that what you are doing is very important, definitely, in all areas of the world.
I agree. And I think Tom would be very, very pleased. So he would have liked everybody to be using it in some simple way.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Luis. Please share the link if you find the company that you were talking about.
I will try to find it. I will try to find it for you. As I said, silly of me that I actually deleted the link because I wasn't thinking about it. Because I'm not into software development, right? I'm a user of the theory more than anything else. So.
Okay.
I like that you included a best life partner hierarchy selection. You know? I think that's going to make it very popular among the teenagers, I guess. Very good, thank you.
Our target customers are of younger age.
Okay.
Tasha, do you have any download data? Have people started using this application, or is it too soon to know?
Which one?
The Sash's application, the mobile application.
Have people started to use it?
It's 100 plus down. We have not marketed now. Exact number we don't know.
Just marketing via word of mouth, asking friends to download and try it out. So we only have about 100 downloads on Android and similar on iOS. But once we take the feedback that we are getting right now and come up with another version, we will be marketing it a little more, and we might see different numbers.
But you're only using Android, I heard, no iPhones?
No, it's on both the platforms.
Okay. Yeah, have it in iPhone.
You got it?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe I should try to.
Yeah.
I just became aware with your talk. That's the reason. Okay.
Some other curiosity? Not all? Okay. Thank you to all presenters. For me, it was an honor to be a chair to this session, poster session, and a great pleasure to meet you, although virtual. This year it is very particular year for pandemic, but I am very, very happy to have this opportunity to meet in our symposium. And I hope that you are joining our conference. And don't forget to follow our closing ceremony tomorrow at 2 p.m. And enjoy our symposium. Thanks to all of you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Thanks to you.
Thank
You're a
you.
great
Oh,
session
see
chair.
you
To see you, Claudio.
Bye.
Bye.
See you,
Bye.
Isabella.
Bye.
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 Bye. Stay safe. Take care, everyone. Bye.